welcome to the channel. I hope that I'm not sounding like a broken record to you guys, but in this video we are going to go back in time. We're hopping into a time machine and going back to 2020, where I predicted everything that is happening right now. A lot of people did not want to hear it. I have been trying to prevent you guys from these things for so long. Maybe you guys will hear it now, what I was trying to say about 2 to 3 years ago. All right, so let's try to replay this and see what it will be as we go along. Remember, again, obviously this isn't a live one, but make sure that you are responding to me in the comments and let me know when you see, like, dang, she really has been trying to warn us this whole time.
I'm going to be looking down as I'm talking because I did write a couple of things down. We're going live today. So going live, you can see how I look when I plan out or script my videos just a little bit, just so I can stay on schedule, because I do have so much in my mind. Texas in the building, Alabama, Indiana, Queens, New York, Texas. Shayla Sullivan, you said hello, Sin. Hello, Shayla. How are you? All right, so hopping right into it. Right now, we are going to talk about 8 things that we are leaving in 2021 and things that are going to be transformed going into 2022. Now, as we are on here today, I need everybody to pull out a pen and paper. And I need everybody to save this video in their favorites, because I promise you, give it about 2 months. If some of these things are not out right now, y'all, you are going to start noticing all of this stuff in a really big way. You are going to start noticing your favorite YouTubers saying some of these things, all of that, all right? Oh, Detroit in the building, ATL. Oh, Carolina. Oh, okay. So let's go. Let's get into it. Let me move this closer. I'm moving slow because I don't want this camera to fall. Amen. Got a new setup. Boom. So number 1, which is the very first thing that we are going to leave here in 2021, or it could be 22 in some places, is curl typing. Now, curl typing has been all of the craze, right? All of the craze forever. It's probably been about 10 years that we've been going with this team natural thing with the curl typing chart. But as time is going on, as more people get into the science of hair, and as there are more stylists like me, more cosmetologists like me, more scientists like me that come out and give y'all the truth about it, now these brands can no longer stand behind some of these influencers that taught y'all the curl typing chart to begin with. Because give me a 2 if you agree. Remember, in this description, it says, in the title, it says, do not watch if you're sensitive, right? So we just being real here. If you have been following the Team Natural chart, the growth chart, 4A, 4B, 4C, there is one place that taught you that, and that is YouTube. YouTube taught you guys the curl typing chart, but a lot of the same YouTubers that taught you guys the curl typing chart are now done with the Team Natural thing altogether. Most of them are like, hey, 2022 is a new year and I'm done with this curl typing stuff. Give me a 2 if you've seen some of that. Give me a 2 if you've seen some of that. So that's the very first thing, the curl typing chart. That's going to be gone with in 2022. Give me a 2 if you agree. And as we are going along, if you agree with a certain number, then give me a 2. I also want to mention that there is already a very, 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 very detailed video coming to Guru 101 on this exact topic. I'm going to go a lot deeper into each number, but I wanted to come on here and still give you guys a sample of it too, because I started with you, so I'm not going to act funny. All right, so that's number 1. Curl typing. Do I have a 2? Does everybody agree that you can see that dying down. Number 2 is going to be co-washing. Co-washing and wash and goes. So co-washing and wash and goes, I'm putting into the same exact category because most people do wash and goes after their co-washes. So what you are going to see is a lot more YouTubers and social media influencers. There are going to be a lot more blog posts that are just going to be flat out like, no, we are no longer doing wash and goes. So wash and goes, just for a little snippet, because remember, I'm going deep on Guru 101, but for wash and goes across the board, most people are starting to see that the majority of their breakage is coming from their wash and goes. Anytime I have a client that books me for a one-on-one consultation, I always challenge them, right? Challenge them to change their routine. And one of the first things that I ask them to do is just give me a week, right? Give me 1 week where instead of you wetting your hair every morning or doing your twist and your wash and goes, instead of you doing that, give me 1 week where you shampoo and condition your hair at the beginning of the week, follow this certain regimen that I would give them, blow dry your hair, and then do your scientific brushing through the week, and then go back to your wash and goes, combing through your hair, but throughout both weeks, collect the hair that sheds. Collect the hair. Every client had a dramatic difference between the amount of hair that came out when they were doing their wash and goes and combing through their hair wet every day, and the amount of hair that they had when they just blow dried their hair at the beginning of the week or just did a flexi rod set or something like that, not always having a blow dryer. So wash and goes are going to become a thing of the past because women they're trying both things because there are more women. Remember, as I'm talking, if you agree, give me a 2. So there are more YouTubers and more channels coming along and saying, okay, I know I've been telling y'all to do wash and goes, but I'm tired of making hair content, or I'm tired of doing this. I want to now start, blow drying my hair. I want to now start blow drying my hair. So I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's move along to number 3. But if you agree with what I just said, with number 2, which is that wash and goes will become a thing of the past in a minute, give me a 2. And if you do not agree with me, let's see. I love all numbers, so I'm trying to think what's my least favorite number. I don't know. I love all numbers, so give me a 4 if you do not agree with me. So a 2 if you agree, a 4 if you do not. All right. So moving along, number 3 is hair measuring. Now, one thing that really bothers me in the whole natural hair community in general is the fact that vanity metrics has taken over 100%. And what I mean by vanity metrics taking over 100%, of course, you guys know vanity metrics means something that you measure based on face value, what you can see with the human eye, right? So I'm going to use myself for an example. The last video I did, my sinuses are messing up, y'all. The last video I did was showing you guys my length retention process, right? So I blow dried my hair and I just had it blown out. And I had a couple of comments like, oh my God, your hair is so thin. It looks so uneven, because women look at the whole hair growth cycle as something to be face value. Like, you can measure the health of your hair by looking at it. And that cannot be further away from the truth, especially when we're talking about curly hair, because straight hair swells when it's dry, right? So somebody that has naturally straight hair, their cuticle, their hair shaft swells when it is dry. But somebody with curly hair, our hair shaft swells when the hair is wet, right? So you don't cut curly hair wet and you don't cut straight hair when it's dry, because if you cut hair if you cut hair whenever it's in a state where it's swollen, the cut is going to be uneven, right? That is because you can't really see. You cannot see the true length of hair when it is swollen. Okay, so that is what I need a lot of people to understand. So from face value, number 3, hair measuring, that's going to be something that's left in the past. All of these different ways that people have to cut their hair, I think that those things are going to start to be left in the past, simply because a lot of everyone's favorite YouTubers that originally told a lot of people not to go to hair salons are now going to hair salons. Hey, so really hope that makes sense. Again, give me a 2 if you agree in a way. Give me a 4 if you don't. It's okay. It's a free country, at least over here. Number 4 is something that I am really excited about. And number 4 is no heat. I believe that the whole no heat and heat is bad. I'm going to read you guys' comments as soon as I finish. We only have 8 and we're on number 4. So I believe that when it comes to no heat, this is one of the things that irritate me the most, because of social media, women think that blow dryers and flat irons are like the absolute devil. They think that as soon as heat touches your hair in any way, shape, or form, that your hair is going to be damaged and that it is the worst thing. But you can talk to any licensed cosmetologist or any hairstylist for that matter and ask them, out of all of their clients, who do you think has the most damaged hair between naturals and people or clients that relax their hair or straighten their hair on a regular basis, whose hair is most damaged? And every time across the board, stylists are going to say that their clients that are natural, that haven't straightened their hair in years, that don't use heat, have the most damaged ends. If you are a stylist or a cosmetologist that is in here and you can agree with what I just said, that for the most part, the majority of women that have damaged hair fall in the category of natural, like I haven't straightened my hair or put heat in my hair in years. Let me know. Just be honest. If you don't agree, don't nobody say nothing, but let's be real, okay? So the whole no heat thing, I do believe that is going to be something that is left in the past, because the whole air drying thing, when you think about it, the thing that causes the most damage is the amount of manual manipulation, right? Mechanical damage is the form of damage that happens when you are touching your own hair too much, and it is the damage that is done manually, thus the word mechanical damage, right? So the longer you're in your hair, or the longer and the more you're in your hair, the more chances, the higher your chances are of causing mechanical damage, right? So if you're wetting your hair every single day and combing through your hair every single day and finger twirling every single day versus doing it one day a week, like hands down, the person who is touching their hair on a regular basis has higher chances of doing things that cause mechanical damage, like breakage, single strand knots, because hands down, women who straighten their hair on a regular basis, the percentage of women who wear their hair straight most of the time, or who blow dry their hair most of the time, or who get trims on a regular basis, the percentage of women in that group that have single strand knots and split ends is very, very low when compared to women who don't use heat of any form because they think heat is the devil. And that is just being real. Give me a 2 if you agree and a 4 if you don't. It is a free country. You can do what you want, okay? But like I said, give me a 2 if you agree and a 4 if you don't. All right, so moving along. Number 5. No combs and no brushes. No combs and no brushes. Now, I said that the no blow dryer was the most irritating one, but let's switch. The number one most irritating one is no combs and no brushes. And then number two is going to be no heat. Because listen, that's dumb. Like, how you use a washcloth to wash your butt, but you don't use no brush to comb through your hair? Like, it just don't make no sense. No combs, no brushes. It's crazy because listen to this. We'll go out and spend $200-$300 on one bundle of hair. And that bundle of hair, when it was attached to that person was combing their hair all throughout the day. At least twice a day, once in the morning when they got up and once when they went to bed. And you went and spent $200 on one bundle of her hair. And you wearing it, not everybody, but a lot of people wear it because to get their hair thicker. So you want to get your hair thicker, but your solution to getting your hair thicker is no combs and no brushes. But the bundle was grown out by using combs and brushes. Oh, make it make sense. Oh, make it make sense. Give me a 2 if you agree and a 4 if you don't. It is okay either way. It is okay. But no combs and no brushes, that is something that will be dying out really soon. Number 6 is going to be all the do-it-yourself treatments and growth treatments like rice water, certain apple cider vinegar treatments, the greenhouse effect, the paper bag method. I think those are the same things. That all of those things are starting to die off because a lot of the women who started those fads are either cutting all of their hair off or just coming right out and saying, I didn't know what I was doing. I was just doing it for me. Now I'm going to a professional. Give me a 2 if you've seen things like that. Give me a 2 if you agree and a 4 if it's like, no, I don't really think so. No, I don't really think so. And remember, I told everybody to take notes because when we get done, we only have 2 more. When we get done, I'm going to ask y'all which one y'all want to talk about. Like, which one do y'all want to go deep into? So I need everybody to take notes. All right. So number seven is going to be oiling the scalp, right? Oiling the scalp with Blue Magic. All right. Packing the scalp. Most women are beginning to see and understand through studying the science of hair and not YouTubers, right? Or not certain bloggers that don't really have any education on the subject. What is starting to happen is women are starting to understand the correlation of their dry scalp, their scaly patches, flakes, dandruff, and all of that stuff, and the amount of oils and butters that they pack in the scalp. Most women who go see a dermatologist, especially Black women that go see dermatologists, the first thing they tell me when they would come book appointments with me is like, oh, I had to find a new dermatologist because she didn't understand. She's not a Black woman. She told me to stop oiling my scalp and my scalp will stop flaking. Where in reality, most women don't understand that dermatologist knows exactly what she's talking about. Black women, purple women, like white, Black, Puerto Rican, Mexican, Peruvian, Brazilian, like it doesn't matter. Everybody has a sebaceous gland in their scalp. Sebaceous gland produces sebum. Sebum is the oil that helps your hair stay strong enough to retain its length. Period. It's just as simple as that. So if you're constantly putting butters and petroleum-based products on the scalp, you're blocking the follicle. And a lot of people, oh no, I'm not blocking the follicle. Listen, I have a question for you. And this is not a rhetorical question. I need everybody to answer it for me in the comments. For everybody who thinks that you need to oil the scalp, I know for a fact, and so do you after this, that you're blocking the follicle. The follicle is microscopic, right? The average person, and by the way, my sinuses are acting up because I heard somebody comment on my sniffles. So the average person has 100,000 follicles on their scalp, 100,000 holes. You, ma'am, you, sir, You little girl, you shouldn't be on here unless you're 18. Don't get me in trouble. Most of us, not most of us, the average person has 100,000 follicles on their scalp, right? So by you having 100,000 follicles on your scalp, I need you to do me a favor. Look in the mirror right now and tell me if you can see them. No, you cannot. You cannot sit there and count 1 follicle, 2 follicle, 3 follicles. No, you cannot count them. With the naked eye, you cannot see your hair follicles. So if you cannot see your hair follicle with the naked eye, and then you put a comedogenic oil or butter, comedogenic means its ability to block the pores or the follicles, right, of the skin, scalp, whatever. So if you use a comedogenic butter or oil and you can visually see it, like you put a slip or you use Blue Magic, you got a blue line going down your head, like if you can visually see that oil, but you can't visually see the follicles that you put in it, your follicles are suffocating. They cannot breathe. They cannot breathe. Period. Our follicles do not freaking need to be oiled. They don't. There's enough sebum coming out of your scalp. Now, do you need to do certain types of oil pulling practices that include scientific brushing and things of that nature to pull the sebum down the hair shaft? Absolutely. There's a thing for that. That's what scientific brushing is for. That's why number 5, which is no combs and no brushes, is dumb, because you need to assist the sebum coming down from the follicle down the hair shaft so that the sebum can make the hair shaft stronger. So you need combs and brushes. So number 5 can go bye-bye and number 7 can go to heaven. Okay, number 8 is the very last one, and this is the lock method, right? The lock method. The lock method is one of the leading causes of hydrofatigue. Sorry, sue me, but it's true. Sue me. It's true. It is true. Now, this is the explanation that I like to give. Remember, this is our very last one, and after this, you guys can ask questions about whatever you want to go deep into, right? But when we are talking about the lock method is one of the most unhealthy things that you can do to the hair shaft, and it is one of the most highest leading causes of hydrofatigue. Let me explain. So, let me break down porosity. And as I break down porosity to you, right? The lock method, but I'm not even going to have to say to you or explain to you why the lock method doesn't make sense. And I need you to do me a favor because the comments are down here, right? Then I'm going to read y'all comments in a second. But as I'm explaining porosity to you, the second that the logical explanation of why the lock method is not good for your hair shaft, regardless of your porosity, I need you to write it, right? Write it down there. I'm going to go back and read it because I just want this to register y'all as common sense. All right. Because as a Black woman, you are smart enough to be able to put this stuff together. And I'm tired of them being able to sell us anything and we buy it and, us constantly wasting our money. No, let's take the blinders off. Let's take emotion out of the equation and let's get to this real quick. All right. So let's break down porosity. So we have 3 levels of porosity, right? And each level of porosity has a high version, a mid version, and a low version, right? So you can have extremely low porosity hair, mildly low porosity hair, or it's all between medium porosity and low porosity. Hope that makes sense, all right? So 3 levels. Low porosity hair has a cuticle that is really, really tight and it's very, very hard for it to absorb or release moisture and toxins, all right? Remember, it's not just about moisture, it's about toxins. It's not just about receiving, it is about releasing. Two-way street when it comes to the cuticle. The cuticle is not just there to receive. Please remember that. back to it. Low porosity hair, cuticle this tight, can't receive moisture. Well, hard for it to receive moisture, hard for it to release, right? High porosity hair. High porosity hair, which I have, has a cuticle that's wide open, very easy for it to receive, but it's real hard for it to hold it in and let everybody come in and it be like, all right, bye y'all, see you tomorrow. Don't let nobody spend the night. But then we have normal / medium porosity hair. But the key that I want y'all to think about is normal. Well, we have low, high, normal. So the normal level of porosity is like the group of women that are looking at YouTube videos like, I don't know what they're going through. I don't know what they're talking about. My hair never does that. Like, what's wrong with them? That's the group of medium porosity hair women who like, girl, my hair grow good. Like, I don't know what's wrong with y'all. All right. So medium / normal porosity hair has a cuticle that is loose. Loose not being a negative descriptive word. Loose meaning it does what it's supposed to do. It's just chilling. It absorbs moisture when it's supposed to, and it releases moisture and toxins when it has too much or enough. Okay? So the key is finding a balance of products and a routine to normalize your porosity, right? So when I say finding a product or a routine to normalize your porosity, I mean, whether you have low or high porosity hair, the key is to get it as close to normal or medium as possible. As close to a cuticle that opens and closes as it is supposed to, right? As I'm saying this, please drop in there why the lock method does not make sense. Once it clicks in your head, please write it in the comments. I know that it's a lag, but as soon as it makes sense, write it in the comments. I'm going to say it again. The lock method, you know what the lock method means. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's locking in moisture. You layer certain amounts of products on the hair shaft to lock in moisture. That is the lock method. But remember, the key to having a healthy hair routine, regardless of your porosity, whether it's low with a tight cuticle or high with the open cuticle, the purpose is to get your hair routine for your hair to meet in the middle, as close to normal porosity as possible. Normal porosity being a cuticle that opens and closes whenever it needs to, based on the routine that it sets. So if that's the way that the hair shaft is supposed to be, if that's the way that your hair routine is supposed to be, by you locking the lock method, you using the lock method on your cuticle, you are giving your hair self-imposed low porosity. So if that's why it's some people that got super high porosity hair that's actually kind of damaged, so they do the lock method and it feel good for them because they cuticle bust wide open. But then it's another person who already got low porosity hair that do the lock method, and then all her hair or his hair start breaking off or thinning out. Why? Because you are locking down the already locked cuticle when the purpose is to get your hair in medium at a normal place, opening and closing, releasing and receiving when it's supposed to. The cuticle should never be locked, ever. Give me a 2 if it makes sense. On the 1, it's the new year, all right? Once, obviously not tomorrow because it's the holiday, but baby, come the 2nd, the stuff I got for y'all. You're going to be like, Sin, I don't have time to be watching all of this content, Sin. Okay, so I want everybody to tell me which one out of the 8 you want me to go over, and the number that I see the most is going to be the thing that we talk about next. And I need my moderators to, and I'm going to read y'all comments. I haven't got some comments yet, I'm sorry. Because I would not be able to get through this if I was reading the comments. So I need y'all to tell me which one y'all want to go deeper into. Number 1, okay? Everybody write it down so you know. Number 1 is curl typing. We can go deeper into curl typing. Number 2, wash and goes. Number 3, hair measuring. Number 4, no heat. Number 5, no combs and brushes. Number 6, do-it-yourself growth regimens like rice water, apple cider vinegar. Number 7, oiling the scalp. And number 8, lock method. Okay, I'm gonna do it one more time for y'all. Number 1, curl typing. Number 2, wash and goes. Number 3, hair measuring. Number 4, no heat. Number 5, combs and brushes, no combs and brushes. Number 6, do-it-yourself growth treatments like rice water, apple cider vinegar. Number 7, oiling the scalp. And number 8, the lock method. What do y'all want to go deeper into? And remember, for the people who say they want to go deeper into a certain thing, y'all gonna have to have specific questions, okay? Because I don't have no questions about it. So I need you to ask the questions about it. Okay. Moderators, I need you to help wins. 6 is do-it-yourself stuff. So somebody asked me, what do I think about Ayurvedic herb mass, etc. So that's a very good question and a really good place to start, baby. So I am a herbalist, right? So let's be very clear and say I may be more obsessed with plants than I am with hair. Let's be very clear. I'm probably more obsessed with the plant world than I actually am with hair. So anything that I say don't put in your hair, I'm not saying that is bad. Coconut oil, I'm not saying that is bad. I cook with coconut oil. I make vegan chocolate with coconut oil and cacao. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm never saying that is bad. But the issue that I have with all of these new herbal videos and all of this new do-it-yourself stuff, they just telling y'all what to mix and they're just giving y'all the stuff that they read on Google about these different herbs, but they don't understand the pros and the cons. So this is what I'm going to say. If y'all watching videos, right, about different herbal treatments, if the person who is making the video that you following does not give you a list of the cons and a certain group of people that should not use it, you should not be following their content, period. Because everybody cannot use aloe. Everybody cannot use a lot of these products, y'all. So y'all have to be so very, very careful of the people that you are taking direction from, okay? That's something that I want y'all to be really, really, really cautious of. Vegan chocolate, wait, what's in? I want the recipe. Oh, baby, listen, vegan chocolate is super duper easy. Listen, real quick, vegan chocolate. All you're gonna do is get some cacao, right? And you can get fresh cacao or you can get, I like to do fresh cacao because like the ones that are still like in the actual bead nuts, you know, the granules, the granules, or however you say that. So I would get those and then I just mash it up, right? And that's pure cacao, or you could just buy it already mashed up. And then I get coconut oil, but you want to make sure you get the type of coconut oil that's super duper organic that solidifies. So you are going to get the unpressed, unfiltered, all of that, right? So organic coconut oil. And then anyway, so you take the cacao and then you take the coconut oil, melt it down, mix that together. And then I take maple syrup because I want it to be like really, really unfattening. You know, it's like my favorite sweet treat. It's delicious. So I use maple syrup because maple syrup got 0 calories. Okay, like 0 calories. So I use maple syrup. And then you just mix it up and then you can put it, you can get like little molds or you can get a baking dish, whatever, or a pan, like a flat pan. and just lay it down. I always get parchment paper and put the parchment paper down and then just pour the mixture on, of course, after you've mixed it up. So cacao, mashed cacao, some coconut oil, maple syrup, and then you put it in the freezer, let it get hard, bust it out, and then boom, you got vegan chocolate. It's that easy. What you mean? Yeah. So when it comes to herbs, that's something that I don't recommend that anybody does until they really, really understand hair, right? So really quick, going into herbs, I just want to share something with you guys. So shameless plug in myself. Okay. So I have an ebook and it is about unlocking hair myths. I'll show you guys what it looks like on my website so you can get to it. But first, I'm just going to show you a couple of little pages from inside of this ebook. And in this ebook, I really break down everything. So let me share the screen with you. Here we go. All right. So this is... Hold on. Okay, so this right here is some of the pages from my ebook. Hold on, I need to move. Oh, there we go. Hold on. If y'all hear screaming children, they're mine outside. Okay, so this is one of the pages from my ebook, and it really breaks down like the human scalp, and it breaks down all of your internal organs, so you actually understand everything that's going on inside of the body. So you're not just randomly, going through an ebook and not understanding exactly what you're reading. So within this ebook, obviously I can't show you all of the pages that are in the ebook, but it is really, really good for you to get a hold of it just so you can understand all of the hair myths. But this book is not just about, different myths and stuff like that. Like, it's not going to be like, oh, this YouTuber is wrong and this YouTuber is wrong. No, I'm breaking down your hair on a scientific level. So what I talk about with skin cell turnover, I explain what skin cell turnover to you is in this ebook. And I actually teach you how to find yours, how to keep track of it, which fruits and vegetables to eat to power you up, to make sure that your scalp health is all together. So this is an ebook that I really, really, really recommend to everyone and anyone that is really, really confused on how to get their hair growing or how to undo different things that they did whenever they were in, whenever you're in that case of constantly trying new things and trying team natural hacks, and you just want to understand the real science of the human body and how you can follow it. There are also quite a few different checklists that are in there that you can get your hands on too. So I really, really recommend that you guys get your hands on this ebook. All right. Because I put a lot of time into it. So here is the table of contents from this ebook, just so you can see everything that you do get in it. It explains the skin cell turnover, your scalp structure, scalp maintenance, product selection, product usage, what happens with overuse, your natural hair growth cycle, explains that, length retention and damage, types of damage, prevention and repair. Then it gives you weeks 1 through 2, weeks 4 through 5, and a brand new routine. So I really, really recommend that you do this. This is something from Guru 101. I'm just plugging this so y'all know to go watch this video if y'all haven't already. But yeah, these are just a few of the pages. This is a page from the ebook that teaches you the scalp's structure, so you can understand what you're doing to your scalp when you put certain oils and butters on there. And then this lastly, is one of the many checklists that you get within the ebook. So you guys remember, take advantage, all right? Like, just take advantage. I'm telling you, okay? Like, it is worth it. Here it is right here. So I will be adding this link in the description box whenever this video ends. But just wanted to show you that really quick. What questions do you guys have, if any, before we move along to our very last topic? What questions do you have? Yes, chemicals and hormones build up in the hair shaft and causes the hair to break. Yes. And then too, something that a lot of people don't understand is not only do you have a sebaceous gland that's there to release oil, it also releases acid to cleanse off any excess sebum that's not removed. So if you're not washing your hair, that's acid that's there to clean off the excess oil on the scalp is in overdrive. And if it can't clean things off because there are too many things there, it begins to calcify on the scalp. And then if there's too much calcification within the scalp, on the scalp, or within the follicles, some of the follicles begin to die. And this is why a lot of people will notice that their hair is getting thinner or it's starting to look lighter. This is why. All right, I really hope that that makes sense. And I actually have a video making the vegan chocolate. I'd have one. It's already on my channel. It's like a short. I'll put it in the description box below. I have it's like a 30-minute clip. It's so easy to do. Add some nuts and coconut. Yes. Oh my God. Hey, Barbara Boo. Just be careful of the calories if you're trying to lose weight, but it's so good. Yes, yes. Yeah, I ain't say it was for weight loss. I just said it was for chocolate. I ain't say it was for weight loss now. To make the words bigger, press it to okay. Calories are the last of my words right now. Sugar is a huge worry, like right now. It would be so good though. Yeah, I'll make it bigger on the screen another day. But y'all, I'm just showing you basic. And then remember, I don't want it to be bigger on the screen because I'm just giving you a little preview of what's in the ebook. So I don't want it to be that big on the screen. You feel me? I ain't trying to zoom in close. You understand what I'm talking about? That was a sneak peek, so you can take a peek. Going back up. Okay, Tanya, Boo, if you still in here, or Lady Dark Sky, or any other moderator, did you guys so Jalea Nicole, I've been watching y'all videos. Boo, you cute. Who was the second place runner-up? Because even though number 6 was the winner, nobody had any questions except for one person. Only one person had a herbal question or a do-it-yourself question. So what was the second runner-up? What was our second place winner, if you can remember? Thank you, Tanya. I love you so much. Oh my God, I do not know where my bells are. I don't know. I don't know where my bells are, but thank you so much for the donation, Tanya. I appreciate you so much. And actually what I am going to start doing, because I'm doing my giveaways in a different way. So now I'm going to start like taking notes whenever somebody does a super chat, so I can just keep up with it in my mind, because I'm showing my appreciation back. I'm sorry. So Tanya, you the first one I'm writing down. I appreciate you so much, because I know it's hard out here for a pimp when you trying to get the money for the rent with the Cadillac and gas money spent. It'd be a whole lot of jumping ship. So I appreciate you, girl. I do. Thank you for the super chat, Tanya. Girl. Oh, I want to show them, Tanya. I want to show people this bath tea. It's a video already coming for it. I was just saying, I'm just talking to Tanya because it's Tanya, but I don't know if I want to show it to him yet until later, but it's like my favorite thing to get. I could always go get it because it's right there because I'm using it as soon as I finish on here, but I just didn't know if you wanted me to, so I'm gonna wait. Unless you say something in here, but you let me know. Say yes or no. I love you, Tanya. Hey, Sia, your hair is cute. Are you wearing crochet braids? No, boo. This is a wig. Anytime y'all see this braided wig, these braids, this is a wig. Y'all got to remember. I'm going to leave the link to it in the description box below. Hold on. Somewhere about to lift up. See, I didn't put it on that good right here because I wear glasses. But this is a wig, boo. I'm telling you, whenever I do a brand deal, it be worth it. This is one of the brand deals. This is on my channel. This to me, braided wigs are worth every freaking dime. Every nickel. Okay, who else? Seven. Okay, what questions do you guys have about oil in the scalp? What are your thoughts about mixing different products together? It is one of the most irritating things that people do. Remember, I told y'all not to be in here if y'all sensitive. This is Black Kermit sin. I just don't have, actually, Black Kermit always got a black hood on, but I got one. So let's do it like this for the rest of, so for everybody else that come on new, they know this nigga sin. So let me say this. One of the most irritating things that I see online is when people mix their products. And if there is anything in the world that I want everybody to stop doing, it is mixing their hair products, because when you mix different hair products, you have different formulations from different chemists formulated to do different things in one bottle to treat one level of porosity. So different products formulated to do different things for different levels of porosity in one head. Like, no, just pick a shampoo and conditioner and stick to it, because each shampoo and conditioner, they have two different scents, two different preservatives, two different two different sets of additives, two different ingredient formulations, two different sets of preservatives. So it's more than just putting shampoo and conditioner in your head. It's more than just mixing products. You're mixing, like I said, preservatives, scents, colors. Like, you're mixing so many things. It's like, select a product that you like and stick with it. If you go and spend your money on something that isn't able to stand on its own, then you shouldn't be spending your money. Period. You shouldn't be spending your money. Period. If it cannot stand alone on its own 2 feet, you should not be spending your money. Period. And that's how it should go. Can I send a link to the braided wig? Yes. As soon as we get out of here, I'll put the link in the description box. So everything that we talk about in this video, I'll put the link below. This a good live. Thank you. You saw the interview yesterday. Congratulations. Oh, one of the members, because the members got to see the interview, and Guru 101 got to see the interview. So thank you so much for watching, Yvonne, and thank you. How do you feel about people who use honey to lighten their hair naturally? Is it better to go to a professional to have your hair colored? Absolutely. Because even though you have to ask yourself, why is honey lightening your hair? Understand that anytime your hair gets lighter, there is melanin being pulled out of the cortex, right? So the difference between do-it-yourself hair color at home and hair color done at a salon or professional hair color, as long as you buy some hair color good enough, you can get some hair color from Sally's. I'd rather you get hair color from Sally's than for you to get box color from Walmart, right? So go ahead and get hair color from Sally's. That's good, right? But the thing is, all of y'all think that like using onion peels and all of these other things and beets and all of these natural colors in your hair and stuff, and that's good. But this is what y'all don't understand. When it comes to coloring your hair, you need a start point, a stop point, and a neutralization point, right? When you have hair color that's formulated by somebody who studied the human hair shaft and who studied the cuticle, right? Then what you get is a hair shaft that goes through all three forms and all through steps at one time, versus when you color in your hair with orange with what did you just say? I don't know, with honey and all of these other things, there's no neutralization. There is never neutralized, and there is no cut off point. You just put that in your hair. Rinsing water is not enough to get to the cortex. Understand that if you put in honey in your hair, that honey is getting deep. And think about how thick honey is. So yeah, honey can get in the cortex, absolutely. And honey is binding to the melanin within your cortex and yanking it out. Just like Aztec clay. Everybody's like, oh my God, this is a great moisturizer. No, it's not. And there's a video coming on that. So I'm getting ahead of myself, but y'all in my life, so that's good. But even on the clay, with the clay, it seems like it's a moisturizer, but for people who do the lock method, number 8 or number 7, which somebody just brought up, oil in the scalp. For people who do that, when people say, oh, this clay made my hair moisturized, no, it didn't. It normalized your hair shaft and took it to the place that God meant for it to be. You Google it. Remember, fact check me, baby. Now, clay, all of its attributes that you guys get from YouTubers, that YouTubers tell y'all about with clay and stuff like that, these are attributes that the body gets when clay is ingested into the body, right? Because there are forms of midnight clay that you can mix with water and ingest into the body. That's when all of those nutrients and botanicals and stuff just rush the body, right? When we talk about midnight clay. But when we're talking about midnight clay on the hair shaft or on the skin, it is not a moisturizer. It is a detoxifier and a dehydrator. Google it. Somebody right now, Google it. Is midnight clay a dehydrator? So listen, something cannot be a moisturizer and a dehydrator at the same time. I'm an herbalist. I know herbs and dirt because it's dirt, right? So midnight clay is magical, but on the hair shaft and on the skin, it is a binder. So once you mix it with water or apple cider vinegar, which is an acid that purifies, that's why they tell you to mix it with apple cider vinegar. Okay. So when you mix it with water, even if you mix it with apple cider vinegar, it just makes the binding and the extraction more powerful if you mix it with apple cider vinegar, but you do not need it. Okay, so clay is a binder. So what it does, it binds to the body, and it or the hair shaft, and it finds any form of bacteria or moisture. All right. So like I said, midnight clay is a binder. It binds to the skin and the hair shaft to bind to bacteria and moisture. And any type of like harsh metals or anything like that, any environmental damage, all of those products, everybody that does the lock method, because most people who swear by that clay also swear by the lock method, right? So bentonite clay, it binds to all of the products, all of the bacteria, everything, and then it dries up. So it's binding to the bacteria while it's wet. And then as it dries, all of that bacteria lives in that clay that's hardened. And when you rinse it off the body or the hair shaft, all of the things that that clay has binded to rinse off. This is why after you use bentonite clay, your hair feels amazing and it feels light and it feels moisturized. It's not because bentonite clay moisturizes your hair. It is because all of the things that you have done have been undone. Bentonite clay is not a moisturizer. There is no scientific evidence or no scientific studies that have been back that can say and stand behind bentonite clay as a moisturizer. It is not a moisturizer. It is a dehydrator. You cannot have a product that's a dehydrator and a moisturizer at the same time. Do-it-yourself products only work if you understand the chemical formulations and compounds of the things that you are putting in your hair. Bentonite clay may feel good in your hair the first time if you're a person who's been following all of this stuff. But if you are a person who has not been following any of these things, or a person with low porosity hair, or a person with high porosity hair, oh baby, somebody with high porosity hair should never use bentonite clay. Bentonite clay, never, ever. Why? Because it is a binder. High porosity hair already has a problem holding moisture and the cuticles are always open. So if you put a binder inside of the cuticle, mind you, it's binding to bacteria inside of the hair shaft and on the body. You have good and bad bacteria, sis and bro, especially in the hair shaft. So if you have high porosity hair and then you put a dehydrator on top of your high porosity hair that can barely hold moisture, yes, not a good idea. But a lot of people who love bentonite clay, most of those are people who either do the lock method all the time, so their hair is always boned down with the product, or they have low porosity hair. But that's my take on herbs. Most people do not understand the herbal complexes of the stuff that they're using. And because they don't understand the herbal complexes of the stuff that they're using, they just use it. And then that's why y'all noticing that most of the people that teach y'all to do it, they don't do it forever. They're not making one video about bentonite clay and then bentonite clay is the only thing they do. No, it's a new home do-it-yourself remedy every week, every other week, every other month. If they work, they wouldn't need to be switched up. Give me a 2 if the bentonite clay thing, if you can understand it, or give me a 4 if you disagree. 2 if you agree, or if it's easy to understand with the clay, or give me a 4 if you disagree. It's okay if you disagree. All right, y'all get it that I'm a nigga today. It's hot in this city. Honestly, we should have how many products for our hair routine? Like 3 or 4, not 5 billion. Realistically, relaxed or natural, I want to say 5, but it may be, but hold on. So when the list of products that I'm not about to give you is not a list of products that everybody needs every single day or every time they wash their hair. Just these are the products that everybody needs in their home, not products you use every time you do your hair. Okay, so everybody needs a scalp scrub for skin cell turnover. You want to know what skin cell turnover is? Holla in my ebook that I just told y'all about. Anyway, skin cell turnover, you'll need something for that, so you need a scrub. So product number 1, scrub. After that, shampoo. After that, conditioner. After that, a deep conditioner. After that, a retention butter and a serum, maybe a mousse. After that, pretty much nothing else, and an oil if you need to. And this goes through if whether or not you're relaxed or natural, silk press natural braiding. You don't need more than 8. You do not need more than 8. If you want to know exactly how to use them, depending on the routine, then why don't you join my 7-day challenge? It's only $35 one time. And you're in my group forever. You can ask me questions whenever you want. Honey good with Tito, absolutely. Believe and trust you so much. You made deposits in the bank of trust. Is it okay to use an onion plus coffee mixture on the scalp before I wash it to stimulate my follicle? Like, you don't need to do that. No. If it's to eat, can you please eat it? No. No. Like, no. No. If somebody can't breathe, the second they get oxygen flow, they start breathing. The second they get oxygen flow, they start breathing. You do not need to like shock nobody's vocal cords. Like, somebody got a plastic bag over your head. The second somebody take it off, you start taking a deep breath and you be able to breathe. No, you do not need to do that. Because again, onion has good properties and it has bad properties. For example,